What's up, guys? It is an interaction video. Yeah. But anyways, real quick, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to everybody that has been on my page. This is a result of my 1,000 subscribers. So we're going to go a little intricate and talk about some secrets. Or really not secrets. In general, when making beats and stuff like that, I do like to use VST instruments. However, I own outboard gear. And I have shown this in my studio update videos and whatnot, and talked about it several times. However, a lot of producers do not know, or beat makers, or whatever you want to call yourselves, doesn't matter, to each his own, like to know, or don't know, basically, that you can use outboard gear, sound modules with FL Studio 12 and below. So, this is the whole point of this video, so let's go ahead and get into it. The few things that you will need for this to be able to be possible is this. One, you have to have an audio interface, which I'm going to show you as soon as possible. Two, obviously you will have to have a sound modules. Three, you will have to have MIDI cables. Four, a MIDI keyboard or a MIDI controller. All those have to be available to you, and you have to be able to record that stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. So right now, I got Shaky Cam, and the first thing I want to talk about is the sound card, or the audio interface. Now, the first things first, I do have an audio interface, and it's going to be kind of hard to see. This is a Audiogram 6, and it has two what do you call that junk? ULR, XLR, which also has 1/4 inch inside interiors, which you can actually see the 1/4 inch, I think, from this view. It has about 2 1/4 inch ins and 1/4 inch out. And when I say 1/4 inch out, I mean that 1/4 inch, and I'm gonna show you 1/4 inch. This is a 1/4 inch. Let me move this out the way. This is a 1/4 inch, and this is specifically a mono 1/4 inch. That doesn't really matter, and I believe that they only come in mono anyways. I could be wrong, but that's fine. So, moving forward and back to the audio interface. This audio interface in particular, like I said, is an Audiogram 6. It plugs up via USB. It is very, very cheap. And when I say cheap, I don't mean cheap in a bad way, I mean cheap in a good way. It is very affordable. And it cost me, I believe, at the time, and I bought this in 2008, just a little bit over $130. It might be even cheaper now. I actually showed this off in a video before, which got a ton of dislikes, and deservedly so, because I did not explain anything. So, you know, you have your ins and outs and whatnot. And I'll probably cover this in further videos, in which I'll probably have to take my laptop down, which is right here. Look at that awesome cracked screen. And I'm looking at a video I just did on YouTube. So basically you have that, so you can actually plug in this, which is right behind there. You can see is the Roland Super JV 1080, which has tons of sounds, and it's called outboard gear. This is also outboard gear as well, and this is what we'll be using, which I'm going to turn this on right now, which is the TR rack, which means the T means Trinity, and it is made by Korg. Has all kinds of awesome sounds. Okay, and also here is my MIDI keyboard, which is the Axiom 49, which is awesome. It's an awesome keyboard. Shoot. There we go, the LED lights showing. Now we're gonna go from there. We're just gonna go ahead and show you a few things, and don't mind me if I'm moving stuff. I got one hand to work with. Difficult. With this particular keyboard, we're gonna look at the back of it. So you see that it has a MIDI out and a MIDI in. So what you need to know is that the MIDI out on a MIDI keyboard sends MIDI signals out to your sound module. And the MIDI in, what its purpose is to receive those messages within the sound module. In particular, that is how VSTs work, except you don't have to do all the wiring. So that's basically how they actually work as far as MIDI goes. And the USB, which is kind of an extra thing, which just plugs up in the computer, make it convenient so that you can actually use your audio interface. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on. So what do we have here? And related to that, you have on MIDI, sound modules, you have a in and an out. So how's that related to this right over here? So for your audio interface to actually work, and this is just the plugging in part, you have to plug the MIDI out of this into the MIDI in part of that. And that reminds me, well, that's cool. So with that being said, the MIDI out of this, once again, goes into the MIDI in of this, the sound module. Now, the MIDI out of this, which is very important for what we're going to do down the line, has to go into the MIDI in. So, now that we have that covered, we're going to move forward. Real quick, I wanted to note something real quick. So for those who have an Axiom 49, this is something I had to learn by trial and error, and I wanted to save people the time of doing that. Alright, you will notice that right here, you see a little MIDI sign. This MIDI sign is imperative to what this is. Real quick, I will tell you that all you have to do is press the data 1 and data 2 button if it is not on to turn it on. So right now I just turned it off by pressing data 1 and data 2 together. And what that means is that it will send MIDI out to the sound module, but it will not send MIDI out to the DAW that you're using, or FL Studio 12. So we are in, we're in the FL Studio right now, as I had a serious brain fart. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to options, because this is very important. This is a very important thing to do. And we're going to select MIDI. And as you can see, we have the, and it's a little messed up jerky. Don't mind that. Don't mind the jerkiness. But we're going to go into MIDI settings. This is very important to setting up the sound module to work in harmony with your DAW or FL Studio 12, which this tutorial is for the FL Studio heads. So we're going into the options here. As you can see, I have the USB Axiom 49 right here, and this is important. When you go basically and you select, you see, if you draw your attention over here to port, the port is not set. And also, let me go ahead and do this. To get full usage out of your controller, or in most cases, just to get it to sync correctly with your DAW, you have to sync or send to master sync, or send master sync. So basically, that's just saying that stuff like that, because I have a Kai MPD32, so if you're wondering. Anyways, you have to send that master sync. I already have that sent to the master sync, and there you go, right there. The USB Axiom 49 is synced, and this is important. Setting it to port 1. Now, the reason why you want to set it to port 1 is nothing huge. It's just that this will give it its own individual MIDI sync with the actual sound module. So, with that being said, it'll be able to communicate with it thus far. And let's see how it communicates. It's not communicating with it yet. I wonder why. And the reason why is this. There is a particular plugin that comes with any version of FL Studio, and it's called MIDI Out. So we're going to select MIDI Out right now. And okay, I thought something was freezing. So we're selecting that, and here's the MIDI Out. Now, remember when I said setting the port to 1? Set that port to 1. Wow, 1. And what do we have? Now, if it wasn't working, I wouldn't be able to get that. Also, if you remember, I'm not going to confuse anybody. I'm not even going to talk about that because that's not important. But anyways, now it's working, right? It's right. So we're going to go and cycle through a couple patches. So don't mind the voices and stuff. I'm leaning over real quick. Let's see. We have and this particular, this is like, I'm gonna cycle through the different. And what was it? We're gonna keep going. Yeah. Okay, so we have this. So it's working so far. So no, I'm just gonna go ahead and record something. I think that's the most important thing. And I'm gonna use my boop, boop, boop. Oh, it's not working. I've been having problems with that. It's like a short of one of my freaking things. So we're gonna go there. And just go ahead and select everything right here. It'll solve that problem of, and select there you go. So don't mind if it start acting a little shaky or whatever. Yeah. Oops. What? I just turned it down just a little bit so you can actually hear my voice. As you can see, you have a homogeneous relationship with the actual sound module and the keyboard and the MIDI files within FL Studio. So what does that basically mean? That means that you can record and go as such in a way. All right. So what else should I cover here? So basically, what you got now is your MIDI. Now, if I was to change the patches, would this still interact the same? That'd be a question that somebody would ask. So we're gonna go ahead and change the patch. All right. So now that it's been answered, where do we go from right here? From here now. All right. Now basically, what you would have to do to actually be able to say that's the patch that you want and that's what you want to keep, but you want to move on and use the actual module for other things as well. This is how you would do it. Well, as you see, I disengaged. All right, make sure I actually did disengage. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go into song mode, and what song mode is gonna do, and just as follow my lead and select line, because if you select like 1.2 beats or whatever, well, which is your quantizing options right here, and you happen to move this, it will kind of be off beat, so you might have like a incentive for off beat this or whatever. And I'm not really aiming for accuracy there, but I do just want to keep that in mind. Now, you can, if you already had started the song a little bit and you added, you can just do this right here. Oops. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong keyboard. I need to move that crap out of the way. You can just press Control and left click and select this so it loops over. But seeing that I haven't worked on anything else but just that particular melody, I'm just gonna go ahead and not do that. But if you're gonna record something, you have to do that, and you have stuff further than that, you have to do that. Like for instance, if it was like this, because you might not want to record 8 bars or whatever, because I believe that was 8 bars. Yeah. So, or 4 bars, I don't know. We're not getting into that, but anyways, next we're gonna go to here. Okay, we're gonna go to the mixer, and keep in mind, whatever your master is, just take the master effect off, even if you already put your cabinets on or whatnot, because that's very, very important that you do that, because whatever you record into FL Studio, it will take whatever is in the master. In that master mixer part insert and apply it to the actual sound that's coming in, that's being recorded. So we're gonna record this on track 1, or matter of fact, let's record it on track 8. So make sure that you select a track, and once you select a track, you can select your whatever your audio interface is. I use FL Studio's ASIO because it's very good, and it allows me to stream. As you can see my voice here, and that is awesome. However, I'm going to turn off the mic so you can see it. Well, what I want you to do is see this real quick. I'm gonna stop talking. Now we have actually selected that particular insert, so we can record what is on the playlist. So from there, we're going to do this right here. And as you see, it's already armed and ready to go. Now, one thing you can do is you can name this. We're going to name this, pad, even though it's a motion synth. So yeah, we have named it motion pad, motion. And once we do that, we're going to record it. And how do we record it? Simple. Just press this. Now you have this option right here. Now you can select everything and it'll be fine, but also you might want to select this in general, which says audio into playlist as in audio clip. So we're going to record the audio from that in general. And don't mind it because I have my the microphone on at the same time. So yeah, don't have a microphone on as you're recording stuff into FL Studio. Duh. But yeah, here we go. As you can see, the audio is there now. What you want to do to make sure that you're not doing something crazy is mute the MIDI out so you can actually hear it, because the MIDI out is going to still affect what you got going on here. And see, we're going to get rid of that echo. And now, now the echo is gone, and here we go. We're going to listen to it. So it's not playing on there right now, so we're going to go and do this right here. The reason why it's not playing is because this particular audio clip is not sent to the insert. Now you can actually send it to the track by pressing this button, but we already have a destination insert for it, and it's 8. So we're going to put it on 8. And as you see, it says pad, so you know it lets you know where your destination is if you forget. And now let's listen to it. That should be freaking loud. I'm pretty sure it was pretty freaking loud. But yeah, there you go. And in closing, that's pretty much it. But we're gonna go ahead and cover one more thing as well. 2 more things. Now, if say that the sound that you recorded wasn't loud enough, you can normalize it. What normalizing does basically is take whatever the waveform is and puts it at 0. That's what normalization does. It puts it at 0 dB. So now you have that. There's one more issue. Now, how am I supposed to get this so it can loop perfectly in here? This is how you get it to loop perfectly. You will select what is the slice tool right here in the playlist, and you'll go to that particular one. Keep in mind that that has an imperative relationship with the quantizing. So if you have it on none, you'll be able to slice whatever, and it won't slice to the particular. It won't quantize slice perfectly. So we're gonna go ahead and go back here, and we're gonna slice it and give it. I goofed up. That's okay. Getting used to the laptop here. Boom. So let's listen to it. Now say, and this is in closing, I know I just said 2 more things, but yeah, these are all important things. Say that you want that tail at the end of it. The tail is still there. I mean, you can at all times it's still there, and you know you can just move it back or move forward. So maybe you want to end your beat with just that tail. It's still there, available for you. So there you go. And yeah, this melody that I got right here, you're gonna hear this track. And if you are on my Facebook page, you will hear instances of tracks that I'm working with. Me and Dubs are already already done freaked it out. J-Dub snapped. I need to step my producer game up. But once again, if you have any questions, ask me any questions in the comment section. If you like this video and it was helpful to you, give me a like. I really appreciate y'all guys. And thank you once again for subscribing. I appreciate getting plus 1,000 subscribers. And this is hopefully this tutorial was a good enough celebration for that as well. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have more videos to come. And yeah, thank you guys. This is before I say this is DJ Ad McCree and I'm out, which I already did. Let's see. Okay. Before I say I'm out, if you have any other MIDI keyboard other than the Axiom 49, you pretty much should be fine as far as setting it up and whatnot. If it's via USB, like most MIDI controllers are, yeah. And also something else I discovered yesterday, which if you have two MIDI controllers and they're plugged up via USB, you can actually control. And this has no MIDI outs or anything on it. I'm gonna move this real quick. This has no MIDI out on it at all, and you'll see. Hold on, I gotta unmute. Let's see, unmute it. I gotta unmute the MIDI out. Oh yeah, dang it. But the your other MIDI controller will work with it as well. Look how dirty that pad is. But yeah, this is your boy DJ Ad McCree, and I'm out, man. Appreciate y'all guys.